13. Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. It is officially the holiday season, what with some belts probably a little tighter this morning than they were yesterday. It's true. Now some less inspiring reports estimate that over the next month or so, with the turkey, stuffing, parties, eggnog, we collectively will add 2 pounds. The problem is most of us aren't going to lose it. So doing the math, if every holiday we gain a couple of extra pounds, it won't be long before 2 becomes 20. True. And although gym memberships certainly will abound over the next month, as we try to counteract the impact of all the eating, many experts say it doesn't help at all. The only way to get the poundage off starts with the beginning of the cycle. That'd be the eating part. Dr. Marshall Dent from Synergy joins us, and you certainly preach the power of no. Is no in your food.
That's correct, Tyler. I think this is a really difficult time for most people during the holidays, and people want to sit and kind of graze at the buffet line.
It's hard to say no to like the big helpings of macaroni and cheese, man. It is.
Exactly right. We sit around food and we look at it all day long and we graze on it.
Yeah, and it's true. You do, because you munch in a cookie here, cookie there, eggnog here, and then you sit down for the meal, and that just is redonkulous sometimes.
No question about it.
But there's certainly some stuff. I know the thing we talked about a minute ago. 50% of all weight gain occurs in the last 6 weeks of the year. So this really is the the period where we're going to put it on.
Yeah, that's a pretty astounding statistics to think about it. You know, six weeks is most of our weight gain for the whole year is in that 6 week period of time. And we got a lot of parties coming up. When you think about that, you know, there's a lot of little helpful hints we can do when we go to these parties that can minimize us putting that kind of weight on.
Well, let's talk about that, because I mean, you got the cheese balls and this loaf and that loaf, and it's again grazing. You're walking by, you're eating all night, you're having cocktails, which is probably not good for weight gain either, and you're eating. So how can I say no, Doc?
I think one thing we can do, Tyler, is eat something before we go to these parties. Just munch on something, some vegetables, drink a lot of water.
What's the water going to do?
Water will make you feel full, and water's a great filling mechanism. You know, stay away from the buffet line. Set your table away from the buffet line. Stand up and move around while you're at the party. Don't just sit down and mindlessly eat with somebody.
Right.
The thing is avoiding alcohol. Alcohol is real popular during this time of year, and avoiding alcohol just for false calories.
Sure.
Those just, wear clothes a little tighter for you to go to a party. I think that may make you feel
make you feel a little guilty.
Exactly.
That's great. That's great. And you've talked about the traps. You got the meal size trap saying no second serving.
Yes, second serving is definitely an absolute no. I mean, use a small plate, fill your plate up. Portion size is the key, and definitely not go back for seconds. One dessert and one dessert only.
One dessert. Ooh, that's tough when there's so many good things. There's cheesecake, apple pie, pumpkin pie, that stuff. The starch trap. Tell me about that.
Well, stay away from the starches, your potatoes, your pumpkin. Think more nuts and vegetables.
Okay.
Very filling, and just kind of start your meal off with maybe a salad.
Okay.
And let that digest for a while before you dive into the main entree.
Sure. And see, it sounds like some of this stuff is not, you're not talking these big major diets or changes where you have to eat a piece of lettuce. I mean, you can still eat. You just got to do it responsibly.
That's correct, Tyler. Portion control is the key here. Portion control.
And the seafood trap, my favorite. You seafood and you eat it. That's what happens to me sometimes.
Well, we set the food out. If we finish eating, we keep going back to it. Get away from the food, put it aside, put it in the refrigerator, get out of sight, out of mind.
But we love kitchens as Americans. I don't know about your house. It's to this day, everybody is in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, exactly.
It's hard not to. Dr. Marshall Dent with Synergy, Weight Loss and Wellness, is certainly an expert on metabolism and hormone balance and stuff. We're going to actually talk a little bit about weight loss, because if you guys noticed or not, maybe you just didn't say it, but yours truly was able to lose a significant amount of weight recently. And I do want to thank this guy. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes, so how you can drop some pounds and why you should. We're going to continue with Dr. Marshall Dent in about 3 or 4 minutes. So stay with us. 8:23, welcome back to Good Day Columbia. You know, there's a lot of reasons why we gain weight. Of course, portion size is the biggest, this time of year especially, but year-round, it's tough sometimes to get to the gym. It's not easy or not hard, rather, to stop by and grab a Big Mac or eat maybe stuff that's not quite good for you, but slowly and surely, if you don't do something about your weight, you're going to gain it. And I tell you this because it happened to me. Now, you know, whether you're kind enough and polite enough not to mention it, but I found myself over the last year with about 25 extra pounds that I went, well, again. So I actually went to, and it may sound like an endorsement, perhaps it is, my friend Dr. Marshall Dent. He works with weight loss and put me on a program, basically cut down my portions, real simple stuff. And I was able to drop 25 pounds, and I just want to say thank you very much for that, Doc. I mean, I feel great. I feel like a lot better than I did. You know it. I was a little portly. It's okay. You can say it. But really, the lessons you taught me was really portion size and just watching what I eat, but not like a wholesale deal-a-meal kind of thing. It wasn't like a Richard Simmons diet. It was just watching what I eat and doing hormone balance.
You're right, Tyler. So much weight loss doesn't even address hormone issues or metabolic issues. They put you on a diet, a medication, and most people will lose the weight, then they put it right back on. So until you correct the underlying cause of the problem, whether it be hormonal or whether it be metabolic, you're really not going to be successful for long-term weight loss. maintenance.
Right, and that's something people can do, right? I mean, you really can correct it by your own behavior and your own choices in food.
Yes, you can. Obvious behavior is the main issue, but also there's medical issues we need to look into. And we do that at Synergy. We look at the hormonal issues, the metabolic issues that affect the ability to lose weight and keep that weight off.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing too, because we've all heard the diets, where you get it, you drop pounds for the wedding and you put it right back on, or you go on these crash or fad diets. And you're right, you get skinny and you feel good for a weekend or a month or so, but before you know it, it just creeps right back in. So it really is a lifestyle change more than just, hey man, I was able to lose a bunch of weight and gone.
No question about it. It's a lifestyle change, but putting you in that position to keep it off is the key thing. And a lot of times, especially women, for example, have hormone issues over age 40. Men have testosterone issues over age 40. Metabolic issues, diabetes is a major concern. 1 in 10 Americans has a pre-diabetic condition, doesn't even realize it.
That's crazy. I mean, it goes back to the same message we always have of get yourself checked. For cancers and we always talk about that, but you're right for diabetes as well, because if you don't know it, you could be pushing yourself in a world of hurt before you even know it.
Exactly. And the key is diet. I mean, this is a 100% preventable disease with proper diet.
Now, it's funny because I've actually struggled with weight my whole life. I was a skinny little beanpole of a kid, and probably about 15 or so, I found myself almost 300 pounds. That's a true story. But it all came down to the same thing. The same way I lost weight this time was I was doing nothing. I was hanging out, eating, not caring about it. I gained a lot of weight. The way I stopped was I started doing portion control. And that really was, but it's a lifelong battle. It's not, some people like Friendy, he's skinny as a rail, and he's constantly, it's great.
Sure.
Most of us are not blessed with those genes, however.
That's correct. I mean, so many times we go to a restaurant, the first thing you should do is maybe take that portion and cut it in half. I mean, we're overfed, we're undernourished in this country. Our intake of fruits and vegetables is minimal what it should be. We should, 5 to 10 servings a day. Most Americans don't get anywhere near that.
No, now can you use any kind of vitamins or is there ways to supplement that actually is a good way to do it if you can't get 10 servings of vegetables in?
That's a whole other issue in itself, another topic. But vitamins
in other words.
Vitamins are a key issue because absorption is really a problem with most vitamins.
Right.
I'm a big vitamin taker. Yeah, there are many ways to get your nutrients through vitamins, but the key is absorption.
Okay, but you can obviously get that the best way is through natural, the vegetables.
No question about it.
So portion control is a big thing. The 3 simple changes you note is portion size, cutting out the carbs. We've all heard cutting down the Atkins diet, I guess. And that really does to an extent work.
Exactly. Another thing I want to make a point of. So many times we're misled by diet sodas. Oh, they're low calorie, but diet sodas have a major impact on diabetes and the risk of insulin secretion. So think about diet sodas and try to avoid them. I mean, they really are not as healthy as we think they are.
Right. So I guess maybe we want them to be.
Exactly.
They say diet, for goodness sake.
Exactly.
All right. There's a lot more you can do. I'll get some links to Synergy Wellness and Weight Loss here in town. Dr. Dent, like I said, I just thank you again for your assistance. And the thing about it is you have to do the work. And that's the thing. It's not this guy's not some miracle worker that comes in. It really comes down to the choices you make. I had to make the choice to do it. I know someone else here at work has lost a significant amount of weight making the choices. Not some magical pill. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. So.
Well, I think you said, they go to my website, synergywellnessandweightloss.com. There's tips for holiday eating on there. There's issues on hormone balance, so they can educate themselves about this and give us a call if they see fit.
There you go, Dr. Marshall Dent. Thank you very much, Doc, for coming in and keeping us healthy. And again, thank you very much for that. Because we got a lot more Good Day Columbia on the way. We're still going to continue on our celebration of Thanksgiving, all things that gobble and some things that wobble. It's very cold out. We've got details in your forecast and the top 5 things you need to know coming up next. Stay with us.